In solving this question, I need to make x the subject of formula from both equations. Now, what's special about this? The first one is given in terms of logarithm, where the unknown, where you have two unknowns, x and y, and the second one is given in exponential form, also where you have the unknown y as the power and x as a multiplier. Now, like I said earlier, make x the subject of formula from both equations, and let's see the next thing to be done. Now, from the first equation, where you have y equal 1 over 2 log x base 5. Now, in making x the subject of formula, here I'll get rid of these. I don't want to multiply both sides by 2, but I still want to use a law that I've used in one of my videos. If you have 1 over a log of b base of k, this 1 over a can come here as a power. Is going to be the power of the base. And how will it be the power? It's going to be the reciprocal of this. So which is log b k to the power of a base k to the power of a. That's it. Or in case you have a log b base k, this also is log b base k to the power of 1 over a. That's what I'm going to use. Now, in using that to express x in terms of y, I'm going to have y equal log x base 5 to the power of 2. It's easier for me to get rid of the base now. This is 25. So I need to convert these to exponential form. In converting logarithm to exponential form is simple. This base here will still be the base and this will be the power. So it's very simple. This becomes x equal 25 to the power of y. Now I've made x the subject of formula from the first equation. I'll go to the second equation. The second equation, this is also direct. In making x subject of formula, just divide everything by 2 to the power of y first in order to get rid of the coefficient of x here. So which implies I have x 2 to the x multiplied by 2 to the power of y divided by 2 to the power of y plus 40 to the power of y divided by 2 to the power of y equal 32 to the power of y divided by 2 to the power of y. Here I'm using a law, another law of indices, that says if you have a over b to the power of k, everything inside this bracket takes the power, which implies that a to the power of k over b to the power of k. Since you have a to the power of k over b to the power of k, now you can, one thing about law, you can work from the left to the right and also from the right to the left, which implies that if I have a, let me use a number, if I have, let's say 6 over x to the power of 2 or to the power of, let's say 7, this can be 6 to the power, this should be 6 to the power of 7 over x to the power of 7. Everything inside takes a bracket. Now, also, if I have 6 to the power of 7 over x to the power of 7, this is same than 6 over x, everything to the power of 7. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make use of this law to express this. This cancel this, I have x plus 40 over 2 to the power of y equals 16. Okay, let me just, I don't want to jump any step. 16 over 2 to the power of y. So I have x plus 20 to the power of y equal, okay, this should be 32, sorry, this should be 32 equals 16 to the power of y. Since I have this, what I need to do now is to get rid of this plus 20 to the power of y. I'm taking it to the other side, becomes positive. So I have x equals 16 to the power of y minus 20 to the power of y. I have two equations in terms of in terms of y. I've made x subject of formula given in terms of x and y. where I made x in subject of formula. So what I need to do is to equate both of them together. I'll say, since this is x equal to 25 to the power of y, and this is also x equal to 16 to the power of y minus 20 to the power of y, I just need to equate both of them together. So I have 16 to the power of y minus 20 to the power of y equal 25 to the power of y. This is the exponential equation that I have arrived at, where I need to solve. So this is 16 to the power of y equal 25 to the power of y plus 20 to the power of y. Now, since I have these two equations, since I have an exponential equation that I need to solve now, I need to think on how to manipulate it. And don't forget, this question says exact form. So you need to get values of x and y in exact form. I'm not supposed, if I take log of both sides from here, there's no way I will need to press my calculator. I think the best thing is to still think on how to manipulate this. So I'll go by dividing everything by 16 to the power of y. I'll say 16 to the power of y divided by 16 to the power of y equal 25 to the power of y divided by 16 to the power of y plus 20 to the power of y divided by 16 to the power of y. I'll still use a law that I used some minutes ago. So by saying a to the power of y over b to the power of y is same thing as a over b everything to the power of y. This is what I'm using. So this gives, I have 16 cancel 16. Yeah, I have 1 equal 25 over 16 to the power of y plus 20 over 16 to the power of y. Yeah, this can be reduced to 5 over 4, while this can be expressed in exponential form where 5 over 4 will be the base. So therefore I have 5 over 4 to the power of 2 everything to the power of y plus, if you reduce this to the lowest term, 4 can go in 20 and 16, so I have 5 over 4 to the power of y. Yeah, this is making sense now. 1 equal 5 over 4 to the power of y everything squared plus 5 over 4 to the power of y. Yeah, how did I manipulate this? We know that multiplication is commutative. Since multiplication is commutative, so if I have a, if I have a times b, is still the same thing as b times a. If you have this a to the power of m to the power of k, we know in indices this is called power law. So this should be a to the power of mk, that's m multiplied by k. It's still the same thing as saying a to the power by a to the power of km, k multiplied by m. So therefore, since multiplication is commutative, mk and km are equal, you can also interchange the powers. So a to the power of m to the power of k can be a to the power of k to the power of m. That is what I've used in order to arrive at this. So with that, let me clean this part and move on. Now, moving on, I have 1 equal 5 over 4 to the power of y everything squared plus 5 over 4 to the power of y, which implies that I'm going to represent 5 over 4 to the power of y with an alphabet. Let me just use alphabet k. I'm representing with alphabet k. So I have 1 equal k squared plus k. So k squared plus k minus 1 equals 0. I've arrived at quadratic equation. So where I'm going to use quadratic formula, minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2. This is the formula I'm using. So my b, let's look at a is 1, B is also 1 and C is minus 1. So minus 1 plus or minus square root of 1 squared is 1 minus 4 multiplied by A1 and C is minus 1. Minus 1 plus or minus square root of, this should be square root of 5 over 2. Sorry, this should be, or I should put over 2 here. It should be over 2 here before moving on. Over 2. So I have minus 1 plus or minus square root of 5 divided by 2. So I've gotten K value. Don't forget the question did not ask me about K. The question asked about Y and X. Now since I've gotten K and I represented K with an exponential form to the power of Y. So from there I can get my Y. Don't forget you're not supposed to press your calculator for this part. The question, you're meant to answer the question, give your answer in exact form. If you're answering this, you have to give your answers in exact form. So don't forget I represented K as 5 over 4 to the power of Y equal minus 1 plus root 5 over 2. Now, it should be plus or minus, but you need to note that minus 1 minus root 5 over 2 will give you a negative value. And if you're equating it to 5 over 4 to the power of Y, you can't take log of negative numbers, so which implies that this is not a solution to it. Therefore, if I'm taking log of both sides, I have log. So I can write 5 over 4 as in decimal form. This is 1.25. This is 1.25. Makes it easier for me. To the power of Y equal 1 plus root 5 over 2. So if I take log of both sides to base of 1.25, because now we have calculators that can take log of both sides to any base, any positive base. So I have log 1.25 to the power of Y to base of 1.25. That makes me get my Y directly. Log 1 plus root 5 over 2 to base of 1.25. So this is Y value. Log, I have log of 1 plus root 5 everything over 2 to base of 1.25. This is Y. Now don't forget X. From the question I made X the substitute formula in two places. One, I said X is 25 to the power of Y. This is easier to make use of. So I can get my Y, I can get my X from here. X is equal to 25 to the power of log 1 plus root 5 over 2 to base of 1.25. So this is the value of X, and also the value of Y is also given here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.